Hi, Glenn Phillips with Lake Homes Realty and lakehomes.com. So sometimes I've been asked, hey Glenn, what's the best lake to buy a lake home? And you know, it depends. In fact, I'm going to cover several reasons how it depends. In fact, in many ways, when I was asked this the first time, I said, you know, it's kind of like, it's personal choice. It's kind of like picking a significant other. It's very personal. Same thing applies to the lake. So what you need to do when you want to figure out the best lake for you to buy a lake home and your family is to think about what is it you really want out of it. They're not all the same. They vary wildly. The environments are different. The reason you're buying a lake home is different. So one of the big things to do is start with know your goals. And this isn't like a career goal, but what do you want out of it? For instance, is this going to be your full-time residence? You may have different needs there than if it's part-time. Part-time may just need a place to store your toys and live, and maybe it could be a small place, or maybe it's the place all your family comes from around the country, but that's not how you live your full-time life. Or you're going to retire in that market and everything's coming there. Think about accessibility. Now, this is two types of accessibility. One of them has to do is how long does it take to get there? There are times with certain lakes that we have in our markets across the country where one side of the lake can see the other side, but it can be a 30-minute, 45-minute, 1-hour trip, depending on when the bridge is, to get over there if you're going by car. There's also accessibility about terrain. If you have limited mobility in any manner, you need to think about that, because what makes a lake is you have to have a base and a valley, and so that terrain can extend above the water line as well. And so you need to understand if you have some limited mobility, or somebody in your family does, will they be able to get to that environment, to get down to the water? I mean, some places have trolleys and rail systems even. Some of them it's a lot of steps. And some of them are very flat, you know, that level lot right next to the water. So what is it you got to have out of it? Think about also, do you want something that's quiet or busy? I mean, are you going to the lake because it's exciting and you're going to be around friends and it's fun to hear other people having fun? Or are you really wanting to escape and having a lot of boat traffic going back and forth, or a lot of traffic on the road near your house is going to be a bother? These are very different environments. They can actually be on the same lake at different ends of the lake, but know which one you seek. Going to a lake, again, is personal, but it's also variance in one market. And think about seasonality. There are some lakes that what we call full pool for most of the season. There are others that drop their water levels significantly, not because of drought, but that's what's done for flood control, maintenance. Some drop that seasonality water every few years, some drop it every year. So if you're planning to spend time during the off season, the winters, and it's going to be that seasonality, you need to be attentive to that. Or you're in a northern environment and it's going to be frozen. What is your expectation of how you're going to use it, what you're going to do with it? And then think about the affordability. Now, there's typically a premium paid for buying a lake home. It's a niche property. It has that thing beyond the need for basic shelter. But know your goals. What is it you can truly afford? Because the same house that's somewhere in the suburbs of a city and the same house at the lake, identical house, the one at the lake costs a lot more. Not because the house costs more, but the location, right there on the water adds significant cost to that house. So think about your affordability, what you're really wanting to spend. This is going to help you determine what's the best lake to buy a lake home, or the best place on a lake to be. The thing I'd like to add in finishing this up is I encourage people sort of date the lake. Go visit, stay in an Airbnb or other VRBO or some other rental, visit in different times of the year. I even know of people who've bought a small place at the lake knowing that they were going to sell it if they decided they wanted something different, and they moved to the market, they lived in that place, and in a year or two they found their more dream home and moved into that. Not everybody can do that, but all these things are key about what's the best lake to buy a lake home. It's the one that fits you personally. Go out and find out. If you need help, we've got agents all across the country who can explain what makes their lake their personal favorite. Visit us at lakehomes.com where you can find these agents, and you can also see tens of thousands of properties for sale all over the country right now. Hope this has been helpful. Thank you and have a great day. For more information, be sure to check out lakehomes.com.